Morning, sir. Assalamu alaikum.
Morning.
Good
Good
morning,
morning,
sir.
sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Good
sir.
morning, sir.
Morning, everybody.
Morning, sir.
Morning, everybody.
Morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
Morning. Can I start with this
Sure, sir.
Good morning, sir.
regulations?
Please, sir. Please do that.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, I have an idea about the cosmetic regulations, how to define cosmetics. It is my class में हूँ, बंद करो. Cosmetics are generally used for beautification, whether it is for your house, for your family members, for all human beings. It has been the desire of all human beings to look beautiful in order to be presentable in a society. So we begin with the idea that how to use the cosmetics, what are the global regulations, and how they are manufactured. Cosmetics are generally some natural products and some artificial products which are used by human beings the cosmetic is not a new thing. It has been used even by Egyptians, some Greeks, and Europeans long back. The first example comes from the history that the word cosmetology was derived from the term cosmeticos, which means the beautification or something that can be made presentable by the application of some materials which are helpful in showing the people beautiful. Cosmetics are known to influence the people because if you look good, look beautiful, you are presentable and you make yourself presentable in the society, not only by using the cosmetics, but also by dressing up nicely with good clothes. And according to your customs, you are there for your clothes, for your cosmetics, and some chemicals that you use as perfume also. The human beings had always been very curious about those things which can be used as cosmetic. And therefore, the industry developed only in order to produce these cosmetics. It's not new to human being. All people used to use cosmetics and they used to manufacture them also. But today it has taken the shape of an industry. Earlier, it used to be only known as something which can be used by the human beings to show their status in the society. This can be seen that how many are the products which can be used in the global market. Here I would give you the idea of regulations and then switch over to the cosmetics that are being used. Some countries have some regulations and they used to see that the cosmetics are the substances which can be produced in the interest of the common people that can be used and it should be disposable. There are various products and there are various compounds of interest which are being used, but the definitions in many countries are different. Like in India, United States and Europe, they have different definitions. Some of the things are included in the drugs. Some of the things are not used as a cosmetic, like toothpaste or soap. They are not cosmetic. But in India, they are marketed as cosmetics. Soaps are used commonly for washing, for bathing, but it is in a different category. So depending on the definition, they have been classified into different categories in United States, USA, and India. The legislation protects the manufacturer, and in United States, you'll be wondering that expiry date is not mentioned. Only simply it is sold in the market without any expiry date, although every chemical, every cosmetic has an expiry time. But in India, we have an expiry time for drugs, cosmetics, and almost everything which is eatable. Now we can come to the contribution of the Unani physicians in cosmetology. Earlier, it used to be as Arabian medicine, but it is not only Arabian medicine, but it is the history of those people who had done long contribution to the society in drugs, in cosmetics, and also in the treatment of the diseases. Galen, as he is known as Jalinus in Unani medicine, he was the first person to produce a cosmetic to treat the skin diseases. So he prepared one cream, or you can call it marham. That cream was used to protect the skin against fungal diseases. He then later invented a cold cream, and that cold cream was made out of the beeswax, a little honey, almond oil, and rose water to produce fragrance. This process is still used in the manufacturing of the cold cream or wash cream. Here, I would mention that the big manufacturing companies and pharmaceutical companies are still manufacturing the cleansing cream with the help of the same formula that was given long back by Galen. And the cold cream and the cleansing cream can be prepared using rose water, beeswax, and almond oil. Since almond oil is expensive, some other oil is being used in the manufacturing of the cold creams. Sometimes some polymers are also used to decrease the cost of the cold cream. You can prepare it at home by using 16% of the beeswax and remaining 30% oil, water, and some rose water to mix it in a bowl at about 70 degrees. You can make it at home, but taking care that you get the beeswax and heat it. Slowly mix the almond oil, and when it is homogeneous, then you can add little rose water drop by drop until it becomes homogeneous and smooth. This is the manufacturing part. We are not interested in manufacturing, but on the small scale, you can prepare it at home as cold cream or cleansing milk. The other person who had been doing it for Abu Musa Jabir ibn Hayyan, he is the person who had created perfume, some chemicals, and some proper. It is not giving properly. He He is known, in history, he is known to produce gold, but gold was never prepared. He is famous for establishing some industry in perfume. So he prepared perfume and some chemicals and some processes of distillation, condensation, and then mixing of the two liquids together. So it is the first example of producing perfume in large scale. Therefore, from the history, we get this Jabir ibn Hayyan, who is known for producing chemicals and perfume, the first example in history, and after that, the Mughal kings and queens, they were interested in perfume, especially from rose. Here, Jabir ibn Hayyan himself produced many processes of distillation, condensation, and also he produced some metal mixture and alloys during his time, but the books that he wrote were burnt in Iraq after some agitation, and the whole of the library was burned before some of the books were translated into English, and then later they were translated into Arabic and Urdu. But this is the history of the perfume, that he collected flowers from the garden, and the perfume comes from the flower as an oil. When the oil is distilled at low temperature, it is collected and used as a perfume. That was the natural process, which is still in use in many industries where the perfume is manufactured from natural sources like roses. The next man is Abul Hasan Ibn Sina Rabban al-Tabari. He is famous as Tabari. He has written many things about cosmetics and hammams in 16 chapters. Hammam are your bathroom, how to use the different formulations in your bathroom, like soap, powders, lotions, spray, paste, sprinkles, and many other things that are that are common today. But he wrote in different chapters, which are available as translated in English language. The formulations include hammams, especially the Turkish bath. Why do these hammams are famous? Turkish bath or hammam? There is availability of moisture in the form of water vapors when the water is heated but kept at 40 degrees. It saves you from infections and you are being washed and sterilized. So first, once you take the shower or take the bath in a hammam or a Turkish bath, where commonly in India it is known as a spa, but it is slightly different from the Turkish bath. Turkish bath will give you an idea that how the temperature is maintained at 40 degrees and the vapors, heated vapors, are accumulated there. Once you sit down in the tub and the whole room flushes the water vapor in the form of the steam at 40 degrees. What happens to the body? The body is cleansed. Sometimes it happens that the skin, when heated at 40 degrees, you perspire. So this sweat will come out of your body and the filtration will give you perspiration that can be done by the kidney. So load of the kidney is also reduced by this perspiration, and it is useful for those who are diabetic, especially for those people who are under dialysis. If they are put in the hammam, for about 1 hour at 40-degree temperature with the water vapors. They perspire, and the load of the kidney will be reduced. Your blood will be filtering at the cost of the heat at 40 degree, which is not dangerous. And then you can take a cold water bath to close the pores of your skin and also to keep yourself at normal temperature. This is a sort of bath which is very common in Europe and some of the Arabian countries like Egypt, Libya, Saudi Arabia, and small countries like Argentina, Tunisia, and Syria. In India also it has become common, but it is named differently. And it is not common among the people because spa is expensive here. Then we have these people who showed that how to spread the knowledge among the people. Abu Bakr Muhammad ibn Zakaria Razi, he is popularly known as Razi. He wrote a chapter in his book, Kitab al-Mansur, Zinat wa Araish. Zinat wa Araish means beautification and self-beautification of the people. In that book, he wrote so many ways how to keep one clean using the method of hygiene he suggested. That was given in Kitab al-Mansuri. Here, he gave the idea of using the chemicals, clay, henna, and some vegetables to produce colors. Therefore, such people who produce cosmetics long back, about 1200 years ago, some of the natural vegetables and fruits are still in use to produce cosmetics naturally and to avoid the preservatives which are commonly used to give the long shelf life to the cosmetics. Then comes Abul Qasim Zohrabi. Abul Qasim is his English name. So he wrote in Encyclopedia Kitab al-Tasrif in many volumes, but he gave especially cosmetology in 19 chapters and explained how it can be used and how the physicians can use the drugs, medicines, and also cosmetics. In long term, I will discuss some of the things which are actually used in the medicine and also in the chemicals. There are some myths about the things that there are Romans, Greeks, and Arabs who use the cosmetics to look better and to see that they are presentable in the society, as they have always mentioned that if this is not available in the market, you can prepare it at home. Some of the things are still in process in the tribal areas, and those people who do not use the or cannot afford to buy the cosmetic from the market. These people have already discussed the process of manufacturing it. Like, for example, the production of the perfume from rose. The best rose is a Belgian rose, which contains about 0.2% oil. And that oil can be produced at low temperature because it evaporates quickly. So he gave the idea that how you can extract some medicines and fragrance or aroma from the flowers. of from around your place. Here, I would mention that for the first time, the fragrance was extracted from only rose, but you can extract it from other flowers which are grown around your locality. If you go to the history of the cosmetics, you would find that it was not only the common thing among the common people, but it was very important for the people of higher status. And the first name comes from the Egyptian queen Cleopatra. You can see the third figure, Cleopatra, who established for the first time a factory for cosmetics and fragrance. Here, she used only the herbs and some vegetables to extract color and herbs to extract the fragrances. She used cream. Even the Greeks for beautification used many substances of natural origin, what you call herbal drugs, herbal medicines, and herbs for use at home. Even Africans used clay, henna, and some material to produce color, and they used to dye their hair. Herbal cosmetics can be used at home, or you can use salon or spa. But the cosmetics that are produced, they can be of drug origin, they can be real cosmetics, they can be soap, they can be some fragrance, they can be oil, because they give you a soothing effect. So beautiful women always need some cosmetics to use for their clothes, for their face, for their skin, and also for their complete health. So these are some of the things from the history of medicine as cosmetics that they can be used in several ways. And in recent years, the cosmetic market has begun and it has been expanded in every country, in every area, but with different regulations and different legislations. So here you can see in the second slide from the left that nail polishing was also prevalent among those people. But this polish was natural, prepared from beetroot and carrot. These colors were used to paint the nails, and also sometimes they were used to produce colors. But these colors are not stable because in the sunlight they change the color, which is not agreeable and not suitable for skin or for hair dye. But these nail paints were common, and it is also mentioned in the history that painting the nail of shining colors were a status symbol for the people of elite classes. The herbs that were used, even belladonna was used, which is an alkaloid, but it is to some extent used to expand and to dilate. So belladonna were used by the Egyptian people to apply and to eat to dilate the eyes to look better, because bigger eyes are thought as a sign of beauty. So these were taken by these people to dilate the eyes so that they could look better, and their place in the society will be hard. The same thing happened in also European countries, but the method were different. I could tell you one example during the time of the Napoleon Bonaparte in France. The ladies used to take arsenic in butter. What happens with the arsenic? arsenic can increase the blood pressure. And when the blood pressure increases, the surface, especially the delicate surface, becomes slightly red. So the fair color of the skin becomes slightly red. And it was famous in France that rose in milk will give you the color of the skin similar to that produced by arsenic used in butter. So a very small quantity of arsenic was taken by the ladies in butter or milk. That gave them high blood pressure, and due to that, their skin, the fair skin, looked rosy. It was the idea, but later it was understood that excess of arsenic can cause many other diseases. It can be helpful in certain diseases for the treatment, but externally, when it is taken in for a longer duration of time, it harms the skin and also the high blood pressure. This is, you can see that it was used 3,000 years before Christ. So this history is as old as our civilization. It has been the desire of the human being to look beautiful. And they used many types of the substances. They could be of mineral origin. Some of the things were extracted from insects and berries. And tattoos were also common among the people in higher classes, known as washam. And they used many lip balm and some creams to look better. Henna was used to color the hair and nails. Henna is the only herb that is still used today for coloring your head. This is a class of compound known as jugulons. And all the jugulons of various structures have nearly the same shade of the henna. So it is used. But henna is also famous for producing fragrance like henna, which is extracted from the seed of henna. Here I would mention that when we talk about the cosmetic, we forget the African people. African people used to dye their hair with henna, and coffee was prevalent there, so used to mix roasted coffee with henna and some oil. They applied on the hair to look slightly grayish and reddish instead of looking dark black. Henna is the only herb which is still prevalent among Indians and Europeans equally. Many tribes in Africa colored their hair, as I said, but the hair styling also counts. Not only that, the hair can be dyed, but their style of making braid is also common. But it is difficult to wash their hair because of the scarcity of water and because the way they style their hair. The next is the Chinese people. Chinese were first to see that how to use other products from the plants. So they used jelly, the natural jelly, which is known as agar and agar, and gums from the Arabica. These, they used egg, gelatins, beeswax as a mixture. And they had expertised in these long back, but it was limited to the class of hired people. It was not common among the common people. During the golden age, as I said earlier, that hair styling was a process where the Greek women, you can see in the photos and also in the figures, that how they used to style their hair in different ways, how to look beautiful. So the colors were always changed. Sometimes they were dark red, sometimes they were slightly gray. Depending on the occasion, they used many things to look better. But different compounds were used, which are not common today. They have been replaced by chemicals. The cosmetic factory was first established by Cleopatra around the Dead Sea. Here, the personal cosmetic was very common. And when this factory was established, many countries contributed to it, and some of the cosmetics were exported to other places, especially in European countries. Here, I would add that addition to the knowledge of the beeswax, rose water, oil, there were certain other herbs which were used to produce gum in order to keep it protected and also to keep in solid form. Again, here you can take the reference of Galen or Jalinus. In about 200 AD, some lotion were prepared to clean your face and to apply it on the hair to make it beautiful, and according to your choice, you could braid them in fun. In Europe, it came late, but it was improved by them by replacing the natural substances and natural herbs by fine chemicals. Here, the fine chemicals, sometimes they can produce allergy. Therefore, once you used any of the chemicals, you should read the instructions carefully and also to see how many chemicals are being used and how many herbal products are being used in your cosmetic, whether for hair or for your skin. But for skin, it's very essential that before using it, you should be careful to check the abnormal effects on your skin, because sometimes you are allergic to those chemicals. Recent days, if you go to them 1,000 years ago, Bu Ali Sina produced therapies for hair and techniques and cosmetics. And he mentioned in his book 240 drugs. In his book, Qanun fi Tib. And these are not obsolete. Many of his formulations are being used by Ayush with a slight modification. In 1837 to 1901, people started working on their face, eggs, and use eggs, honey, chemical, oatmeal, vegetables, and natural ingredients from the animals also. You would be surprised to know that some of the perfumes, which are not prevalent here, but in European countries, they are liked by ladies very much. They contain hormones from the animals, some insects, pheromones, and some enzymes, because these enzymes retain the smell for longer duration of time if they have a high boiling point. Because some of the fragrances you apply on your skin and your clothes, they disappear within 10 minutes. Some of them stay for 10 hours. Some of them stay even for 3 to 4 days. depending on the boiling point and melting point of those chemicals. Because if they have the lower boiling point, they vaporize very quickly, and the smell disappears. Cosmetic industry grew with advertisement. If the awakening and knowledge spreads, the things spread with the advertisement. If you keep the formulation up to yourself, then it is not known by the common people and it cannot be marketed. Therefore, earlier, some of the doctors, physicians, if they had found something new, they used to keep with themselves in order to earn money. But it was not become very common, simply for the reason that it was not out to be manufactured, and they did not manufacture themselves, but kept it to themselves. So once it comes to the market, you can earn money, you can be aware of its uses, and also you can manufacture it on your own, keeping some new formulation, keeping some modifications. Ayush is still trying to prepare some of the medicines from herbs and also to use them after clinical trials. You can see Max Factor created pancake makeup to look the skin better. Even this is very frequently used in films for actors to undergo drastic makeups to look younger, to look better and presentable. So films are also using these things from market, and they are manufacturing their own. But manufacturing means you can take license and follow the legislation depending on those chemicals and herbs, their availability and their marketing. Here you have already heard about Shahnaz Herbal. She started working on herbs and prepared many chemicals, cosmetics for common use, which are available in the market even today. There was explosion in salons. You can find in every lane, in every town, many beauty parlors. Are they equally using creams, good quality substances, or they are just cleaning your skin and putting colors to look beautiful? If you wash your face, then the chemicals and creams are gone, but your skin is spoiled. So once you use the cosmetics, you should be careful with the type of the chemicals that they are using. I would give you some things very important about the chemicals and their usage in the longer areas. Now I would come to some of the legislations in different countries. In India, according to the Act, it was introduced that there are some of the substances which can be used on the skin, hair, and your clothes to look better. But there are legislations to apply. And some of the things that are included in United States as drugs or as cosmetics, they are not there in India. Similarly, in European Union's cosmetic is defined differently. That is, some substances which are used externally on the human subjects, like hair, nail, and external organs. But internally, it should not be consumed because it can be absorbed by the mucous membrane and can damage some of the vital organs. So some of the perfumes that we use, they are used on the clothes, some of them are used on the skin, like your aftershave lotion is used on the skin directly, but it contains perfume and the major part is alcohol, so it does not damage the skin. But if you are using some other higher alcohol, it can be absorbed and can damage, like methyl alcohol is a poison. So methyl alcohol can also be used as a solvent in your aftershave lotion. Here, so the first thing is to keep your skin safe. And if there is a little allergy, you should discontinue using some cosmetics or some liquids to produce perfume or aroma. So here, the legislations in different countries are different. Whereas we use toothpaste, it is toothpaste and soap, they are under cosmetics. But here, toothpaste and cosmetics are used under different categories. If they are used on the hair or on the skin, they are used as cosmetic. But soap is used on the skin, it has not been kept under that category. So different countries have different legislations for chemicals, cosmetics, dyes, and perfumes. Why it should be so important for human being? Why this industry has become so important? The trading and the legislations, the companies, the countries, and the people, they are making it important in order to see that it grows as an industry instead of producing something that can be used continuously without damaging your skin, without damaging your hair and your skin. So here, besides legislation, one has to be careful before using it, the type of the chemicals, whether they are natural or they are synthetic. Cosmetic regulations in India. Here, you can see that you have to take a license from the CDSCO. This is an organization that can give you a license, whether your cosmetic is under drug or under cosmetics. Local manufacturing unit is forced by licensing authorities under rules. So, Drugs and Cosmetics Act means it can include drug and cosmetics together. Import of the cosmetics or import of the drug or export of the drug, that also is under SIDSCO. You have to take permission officially, and one has to have a degree in cosmetics or at least in pharmacy to have a shop or manufacturing unit. Cosmetic finished products and standard products. Here, these are some of the things that have been mentioned. The good manufacturing practice means you have to follow certain rules of the cosmetics and drugs regulations. In different schedules, here Ayush, Ayurveda, Siddha, Unani, medicine, homeopathic, and the common usage of the chemicals of different origins, whether insect origin, plant origin, or mineral origin. Here you have to see if you have followed the rules, and under those rules you can manufacture and supply depending on the condition that you are restricted to certain chemicals and certain quantities. These are some of the rules. You may not be interested in rules, rather you would be interested in knowing how to take the lead in manufacturing. That is, care is to be taken that the cosmetics does not use any toxic chemicals, or it does not leave toxic effect on the skin. Like use of arsenic compounds in the cosmetics is generally prohibited, but a very small quantity in parts per million can be used, provided it does not exceed the quantity as stated by the legislation. It also prohibits the use of lead. Lead is also a poisonous substance or poisonous metal because lead is known as cumulative poison. If it accumulates in the body slowly, it accumulates in large quantity after few years, and that can harm your digestive system. It can be absorbed through the blood and can circulate in the circulatory system entirely. Therefore, use of lead was made in the underground pipes, water pipes. But lead slowly dissolved after a longer span of time. And the drinking water contained very minute quantity of the lead. But over a longer duration of time, once somebody is using the same drinking water containing lead, the lead will be accumulated in the body, and that will damage the intestine. Therefore, some of the metals are prohibited to be used in cosmetics. Although in Sindoor, the mercury is used and lead is used, FIP22. See, these are coloring agent, but these are toxic substances. Therefore, the use of toxic substances as cosmetics is discontinued. And if you are using even in a small quantity, you have to mention it there specifically. Like dyes and pigments, they produce colors, but there are certain dyes which can damage your skin. Like for one dye, I know which is used as a marker to mark your clothes by your washerman. That is a black color, which is permanent. Some people used to use it as a dye for coloring their hair, and that dye damages your skin also. Therefore, such things are prohibited, and one should be very careful not to use them. Here are the same directives and regulations for it. I would come again for labeling requirements. The name and address of the manufacturer or the company. So all companies have to mention the type of the chemicals and ingredients and also the precautions. Minimum durability means the expiry date has to be mentioned. Here, it should have at least 30 months expiry. It can be used for over 2 years. But in some of the countries, labeling is not there. And it is not essential that the date of expiry has to be mentioned. But they withdraw these after 6 months if they are not sold. So a group of the chemicals or a substance which is prepared at one time, that time and the batch number has to be mentioned very carefully so that it can be analyzed at any time if there is a damaging effect of this cosmetic. Here again, cosmetic regulation in the United States. You could see that Food, Drugs and Cosmetics Act defines 2 main categories of products. The drugs are different, cosmetics are different. Here, the cosmetics includes those things which can be used on hair, nail, and skin to look better, are in the category of the cosmetics. And drugs are categorized as chemicals or substances which can be used for the treatment of any disease. Then labeling is regulated under the FDA and C Act. And packaging. If you package it, then you have to pack it according to those modifications. Either it has to be packed in the bottle or in plastic or in paper, depending on the substance, whether it is corrosive, whether it reacts with the light. If it reacts with the light, it has to be kept in colored bottles so that it is under photo degradation. It is not destroyed. And if it is not reacting with the light, it can be kept in plastic or even in plain glass bottles. These substances and toiletries can be used and can be labeled under different categories. Here again, a comparison of cosmetic regulation between USA, UE, and India. In India, we have Drugs and Cosmetic Acts. Here in USA, Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act together. It is market approval, it is not required. And in India, it is required under state government and under central government. They should comply with the rules 1945. So these are some of the things which are related to the legislation of the state and the government in India. But in the United States and European countries, these are governed by the Food and Drug Council and cosmetics, which are slightly different from those of the rules made in India. Before a cosmetic goes into the market, one has to be very careful to see that you should have project safety and compliance with the regulatory requirements which have been laid down earlier and given to it. Also, the efficiency of the product, how far it works. So efficacy has to be evaluated in terms of the warranty and also in terms of its stability in the usage. Microbiological test has to be conducted before it goes to the market in order to see that it does not have any virus or bacterium, so that it does not harm your skin or your hair. So microbiological tests to be made before it is marketed for any infection. Stability evaluation means its life, how long it can stay stable, whether 1 year, 2 years, or 3 months. It has to be tested from time to time, from batch number to batch number, so that one can know that it can be used for 3 months or it has already decomposed. It should be returned to the manufacturer if it is not sold in the market for 6 months. The process development is another basis, that how it was developed and manufactured and produced and sold in the market. Then you have to have a supply chain. The manufacturer will supply to the wholesaler, wholesaler will supply to the shops, and then it will go to the client. But in all these things, you have to be always careful to see the expiry date, the manufacturing date, any harmful effect or adverse effect, or any allergic reaction on your skin. So before you use it, you should check it on your skin if it does not produce any rash or red color on your skin, which is to be discontinued. Here, skincare routine, how to produce products, design of nano ingredients and bioengineered materials, natural and sustainable, zero waste and wasteless beauty products. I should explain it one by one. Simply, skincare routine. Less products with better ingredients. That is, one cream or one lotion can be used for several purposes, or it should be a broad spectrum, which means that it should have many facets of application on your skin. Only one should have many ingredients to be used on the skin. So you don't have to buy several products for several things. That is a simplification of the skincare routine. Or you have to apply one product, then after cleansing, you have to apply the other product. So the same skin is being treated with different products at one time. So instead of using so many products, you can use one product at one time to see that it is for broader application or your skin. Then you have to bioengineered ingredients, natural and sustainable. Bioengineered here, I mean, or this is commonly understood that it is produced from natural substances so that it does not produce toxic effect on the skin. Therefore, it can be safely used and safely produced, provided it can be used within the specified time. Also, zero waste and water-less beauty. Here, I mean, अरे भाई इस पर वो करें just 1 minute please.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Battery is running low. अरे यहाँ कोई है क्या अभी बैटरी लो हो गई बिल्डिंग में इससे भी कनेक्ट नोएडा कोई है ना जल्दी बताओ बैटरी लो है बंद हो जाएगी My battery is running low and there is no electricity here. I have to connect it with the inverter. Yes? Yes, please. Somebody is asking something?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
May there
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Let me quickly finish because the battery is very low here and there is no electric supply.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay, sir. No problem,
Okay,
sir.
sir.
I come
Sir.
to the,
Okay, sir.
I switch over to the final portion of it. Let me see if it works.
Yes, sir.
इसको बुलाने गया राइट
सर यदि हो पाए तो समराइज कर दें प्लीज। अभी कहाँ जा रही है? आओ फोन में बताओ तुम्हारे। आओ और थोड़ा फोन दे अरे मोबाइल तुम्हारी क्या है? घड़ी में बताओ कुछ काम। एक हर एक जो लाइन है ना ये 5 मिनट की है। यहाँ से यहाँ जाएगा 5 मिनट।
Can I speak to you without slides?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, please share your PPT, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'm coming to some of the points which have been mentioned in the end, but due to electricity, I have to stop the slide. I'll speak about something very important about this cosmetics. There are some myths and there are some realities about the cosmetics. Number one, you have seen egg shampoo in the market. Have you? Egg shampoo.
Yes, sir. Yes. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In fact, egg shampoo does not contain egg. It is only the color. It was manufactured by Tiara earlier. अरे आदमी बुलाओ, तुम अभी आएंगे, यहाँ जा रहा है टाइम। देखो आदमी साथ लेकर के आओ।
Sir is there or not?
I'm here.
पीपीटी विजिबल है आप लोगों को?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Then I switch over to the
Yes, sir.
fine slides. Number one, here how to look beautiful by using the wrinkle-free cream, which is used normally. I'll show you one by one. Some of the myths about the skincare products and their ingredients. I would come to those points here. How to use any list of cosmetic easily. Here, the ways that are being used to show that, first of all, the first step in cleansing. Ladies, please pay attention to these points before you put on any makeup. Cleanse your face first. And you should use a good cleanser. If you cannot do, you can prepare on your own. I give you a methodology to prepare cleansing milk. If you like, you can note it down. I have not written it in the slide. You can take beeswax. Write down the formula, beeswax. about 16%. For 100 ml solution, you can take 16 gram beeswax and 30 gram almond oil. Put it on low heat and stir it with a small spoon. When it is made up of a homogeneous liquid, then add rose water slowly, drop by drop. Keep on stirring. Very slowly. Keep stirring. 16 gram beeswax, 30 gram almond oil. Put it on very low heat. Stir it so the wax melts and mix up with the oil. Then add rose water very slowly, drop by drop, and stir it. Make it 100 ml. It will become white liquid, very thin liquid. Then keep it in a bottle and cleanse your skin with a cotton ball. So the process which has been given for makeup is the first to cleanse your face. Do not use any chemical. Better you use a good cosmetic, good type, or you prepare your own as I gave you for cleansing your face. Then don't use Dettol or any other fragrance. Keep a routine of makeup. If you are using it, see the instruction. If it is damaging or if it does not suit you, don't use it. And choose a multifunctional product that instead of using so many things together, you use only one product which is meant for several things. Shades and complement your skin. Better, I would simply suggest that you don't use many shades. Only use shade according to your skin type. And use or mix up the makeup kit very cleverly to match your skin. And don't experiment on yourself. Experiment it on animals. And when you have to remove the makeup, you remove it gently. Here I would show you the fairness cream. Have you heard about the Fair and Lovely?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Everybody wants to look fair. But had it been the reality, every African and every black person would have become very fair colored. Is that clear? It is.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Because in the fairness cream, it contains phenols. And phenol bleaches your skin. And you look fair. But in the long run, the skin becomes very wrinkled and weak. So I would suggest that you should not use a fairness cream for being fair. Don't use them because phenol later it becomes gray. So in order to keep your skin healthy, you should wash them carefully every time when you go to sleep. There is a very popular onion shampoo. It has come to the market by L'Oreal and other companies. What is this onion shampoo? I should tell you that onion shampoo is not actually the shampoo which works. It is onion. So instead of using this onion shampoo for longer period of time, which is not very much effective, you should use onion only. This experiment was done by Johns Hopkins Hospital about 6 years ago. And these people have taken that idea from that research and using it commercially for making shampoo. So what you have to do to use onion shampoo, instead of using that shampoo, take one onion, crush it and take out its juice. Apply on your skin, that is your scalp. The hair fall will decrease up to 90% and new hairs will grow. This is the report of Johns Hopkins Hospital, who suggested that if you do it for 3 weeks continuously, then your hair fall will decrease up to 90% and new hairs may also grow. The method they suggested that before going to bathroom, you should apply 1 onion juice on your scalp and stay for half an hour, then wash it with cold water. Just for half an hour before going to bath. So you should not use fairness cream. Use only ordinary cream for cleaning, as I gave you one formula. And instead of using onion shampoo, you use only onion juice before half an hour before going to the bath. Egg shampoo is not a shampoo that contains egg. It is only color. And if you have to wash your hair with egg, you can take the egg yolk yourself and prepare it with your oil. The fourth one is glycerin soap. Glycerin soap does not contain glycerin. You would be surprised to see that you perhaps thought that it contains large quantity of glycerin that can keep your skin moist. It does not contain any glycerin. How it is prepared? The ordinary soap, the bath soap, is dissolved in alcohol and then it is dried. The alcohol is evaporated. So it becomes transparent because it removes the dirt from the soap, it dissolves and remade up. So glycerin soap is only an ordinary soap which has been dissolved and packed again. The fifth is hair dyes and colors. All hair dyes contain colors of some kind, either from the natural color or from coffee and henna. The best is henna with a small quantity of coffee. So don't use any color which contains hydrogen peroxide or ammonia because it oxidizes and hair color will change. Again, the best thing is sunscreen lotion. You have perhaps seen it for cricketers and those players who are playing in the open field. They always apply sunscreen lotion. What is this sunscreen lotion? It is an ordinary cream which contains 0.1% zinc oxide. So instead of buying a very expensive sunscreen lotion, you can have an ordinary cream and mix 0.1% zinc oxide into it, and this will give you a good quality sunscreen lotion. So how can you prepare it? Take an ordinary cream that you use and mix 0.1% zinc oxide into it, or any salt. Zinc chloride can also be used. This will be the best sunscreen lotion for you. Then again, you have anti-aging creams. Anti-aging cream has become very popular in the market because everybody wants to look younger. You can see this photograph here on the left side of the slide. The first one on the top is before use, and the second one is after use. Anti-aging creams. What does it contain? It's not a miracle, because once your skin wrinkles, it cannot stop. It continues, but it can be delayed by the use of anti-aging cream. What does it contain? In chemicals or chemistry, it is only retinol, where it is found in all yellow vegetables on the right hand side. Carrots, bell peppers, and gourd or pumpkin. You can see here, this is your pumpkin. Pumpkin is the yellow gourd or bell pepper, carrots, tomatoes, and some green leafy vegetables. These contain large quantity of retinols. And in the animal product, it is egg yolk and fish that you can be used, or you can see the fish and fish products. Use fresh fish. These can increase your vision. Liver is one of the animal products that works very quickly. If you use fish liver oil, it may take 3 to 7 days. But if you take the fresh liver and eat it, it will give the result in 24 hours. So here I had to mention some of the myths and realities that how you use the fairness cream, onion shampoo, egg shampoo, glycerin soap or hair dyes, lotions, and aging creams. Instead of using all these products, you can use some of these things from your own house and prepare your own creams, use them for your work. Here I would give you one of the things that may keep you in touch with me, that the language you should follow should be of appropriate substance, that use the language that you understand and you can communicate. I can give you one example here, that a person was invited to speak with a huge audience. He told a joke in about half an hour. The story was very long and people could not understand that when to laugh and how to understand. Nobody laughed with the joke. The person who told the joke to the audience was in any other language. Then he asked his host to translate it so that people could laugh. The host himself could not understand that how was the joke and at which point one has to laugh. Then he translated in 3 lines only, and everybody laughed. The guest asked him that, I narrated the whole story in half an hour and you told only in 3 lines and everybody laughed. What did you translate? He said, I could not understood your joke. What I said to my audience was that I told them that my guest has told me a joke. Everybody please laugh. And everybody laughed. So you should express yourself in a language which is understandable to common people, and also you can communicate nicely with them. Here, I would go to the conclusion of this talk about the cosmetics and some of the myths, that conventionally we should use those which can be available around you. Instead of using all these things, you use the vegetables, fruits, and some animal products, so that you could be aware of the compounds and the cosmetics which are being used. They do not produce allergy. I understand that you should have enjoyed my talk, and it will be useful, especially to ladies, to look good, and it is their right and right of the common people. Thank you very much for your patience and to give me this time to be in touch with you. Thank you very much. If you have,
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Shukriya,
Thank
sir.
you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Any question?
Thank you, sir.
डेली रूटीन में टूथपेस्ट कैसा यूज करें?
इसमें
सर टूथपेस्ट के बारे में बता दीजिए जरा कि रेगुलर
अच्छा।
यूज के लिए टूथपेस्ट होता है तो
हाँ।
वो जरूरी ही है, तो किस तरह का टूथपेस्ट सही रहेगा?
देखिए, अगर आप टूथपेस्ट रेगुलर यूज कर रही हैं, देन यू आर डैमेजिंग योर गम्स। क्यों?
यस सर।
अच्छा, क्यों का जवाब मैं अब आपको देता हूँ। हर टूथपेस्ट का जो बेस होता है वो सोडियम बाइकार्बोनेट होता है, और सोडियम बाइकार्बोनेट आप अपने कपड़े पे लगा के देख लीजिए, वो आपका कपड़ा जो है अगर सूखने के बाद सख्त ना हो जाए तो देखिए, तो ये
Yes, sir.
धीरे धीरे सोडियम बाइकार्बोनेट आपके गम्स को गलाता है,
जी।
और आप जितना कम यूज करें उतना अच्छा है। अगर आप कोई ऐसा मंजन यूज कर रही हैं जो पाउडर फॉर्म में है, जिसमें आप इंग्रेडिएंट पढ़ लीजिए, आप उसको भी पढ़ लीजिएगा जितने टूथपेस्ट हैं, उसमें सोडियम बाइकार्बोनेट के अलावा सिर्फ फ्लेवर होता है। वो फ्लेवर चाहे मिंट का हो और चाहे काफूर का हो,
Yes,
अलावा इसके बेस और कुछ नहीं होता। तो कम से कम जो टूथपेस्ट आप यूज कर रही हो उसमें कम से कम सोडियम बाइकार्बोनेट हो, और या कोई ऐसा टूथपेस्ट यूज करिए जिसमें ये नहीं यूज होता हो। जैसे यूनानी का टूथपेस्ट भी है, और वो मंजन भी आता है, बहुत सॉफ्ट है, आप उससे इस्तेमाल करिए, उससे जो धब्बे होते हैं वो भी नहीं रहेंगे, साफ हो जाएंगे। इसलिए छोटे बच्चों को टूथपेस्ट इस तरह का बिल्कुल ही यूज मत करिए। अच्छा जो है कोई मामूली सा मंजन यूज करिए जिसमें हल्दी हो, नमक हो, लौंग हो, और जरा सा एक चुटकी उसमें आप पाउडर मिला लीजिए चॉक का, और पीस के आप मल करके देख लीजिए, ये आपके लिए सबसे अच्छा होगा। दांत आपके कमजोर नहीं होंगे।
ओके सर।
जी, ठीक है।
ओके, थैंक यू सर।
ओके, फाइन,
Thank you, sir.
थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Okay, thank you,
so
sir.
much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया सर।
बहुत शुक्रिया जनाब।
Sir.
Thank you.
My time's up
Sir.
and I am leaving you. Is there, if there is any question again? Thank you, sir.
यस सर, हो गया।
अच्छी बात। Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Sir, I'm Hilal Ahmed. Hello, sir.
हाँ हाँ,
Sir,
बोलिए।
I'm Dr. Hilal Ahmed. I want to ask about the mouth washes, sir. For example, Listerine. We can use Listerine or not?
Why do you use Listerine? It contains alcohol, polyalcohol, and Listerine is a very fascinating name. You read the ingredients. If you have to use a mouthwash, better you wash it with alum. फिटकरी आप जरा सी उसमें डाल लीजिए,
Yes,
एक
sir.
चुटकी, एक मग में एक चुटकी फिटकरी डाल लीजिए, और आप कुल्ली कर लीजिए रात को। आपके बदबू भी नहीं होगी, और दांत में जो बैक्टीरिया हैं लगने हैं वो भी खत्म हो जाएंगे।
Yes, sir.
लिस्ट्रीन में
Thank you.
अल्कोहल, अल्कोहल की कोई चीज, चाहे वो पॉली अल्कोहल हो या ऑर्डिनरी अल्कोहल हो, वो मुंह में आपके जाता तो है लेकिन आपको नुकसान भी पहुंचाता है। सारे केमिकल्स ही हैं, नेचुरल नहीं है कुछ, इसलिए
यस
उससे
सर।
बचिए।
सर अभी आप सर टूथपेस्ट के बारे में सर बता रहे थे, मतलब मिनिमम सोडियम बाइकार्बोनेट का अमाउंट हो तो हाउ मच मिनिमम सर, मतलब कितना कितना मिनिमम होना चाहिए सर?
देखिए उसमें तो सब सोडियम बाइकार्बोनेट ही होता है, बेस वही है। उसके साथ
यस सर।
वो जो उसमें क्या कहते हैं, स्मेल जो आती है वो सब अलग से डाला जाता है। चाहे आप पुदीना डाल लीजिए उसमें, और चाहे
यस
आप
सर।
गुलाब डाल लीजिए, लेकिन है सोडियम बाइकार्बोनेट ही। तो कोई ऐसा पेस्ट आप या तो अपना खुद यूज करिए, हल्दी लीजिए, कपूर लीजिए, उसमें थोड़ा सा पाउडर ले लीजिए, चॉक जो होती है,
यस
और
सर।
पीस करके रख लीजिए, फाइन बना लीजिए। उसको
यस
आप
सर।
दांत में मलिए, उसके बाद ब्रश कर लीजिए, तो आपका मसूड़ा जो है वो कमजोर नहीं होगा।
यस सर।
सोडियम बाइकार्बोनेट से आपको एक्सपेरिमेंट करना है तो आप कपड़े भी करके देख लीजिए,
यस सर। यस सर।
तो उससे आपको लग जाएगा कि ये तो आपको 2 मिनट में हो गया। आप सालों से कर रहे हैं तो सालों में कुछ ना कुछ तो असर करेगा।
जी सर।
इससे बचने की जरूरत होती है। तो ये तो इंडस्ट्री है कि आपको एक बार फ्लोराइड टूथपेस्ट बता दिया कि ये बहुत अच्छा है, आप उस पर चले गए। फिर एक बार उन्होंने कहा आप मिंट वाला आ गया है, वो उससे भी अच्छा है। लेकिन ये किसी ने नहीं बताया कि फायदे के साथ इसका नुकसान क्या है। कंपनीज आर अर्निंग मनी आउट ऑफ यू, दे आर एक्सट्रैक्टिंग इट, बट दे डोंट टेल यू द इजी वे ऑफ डूइंग इट। आप नाई की दुकान पे जाते हैं, हजाम फिटकरी लगाता है कि नहीं लगाता, आपने देखा नहीं?
जी सर। जी सर। जी सर। जी सर।
हाँ, तो वो फिटकरी क्या हुआ है, वो एंटी बैक्टीरियल है,
जी सर।
खाई नहीं जाती, लगाई जाती है।
जी
तो
सर।
आप जरा सी, आपको कुल्ली करना है तो आप एक छोटे से कप में 100 ml या 2 कुल्ली भर पानी ले लीजिए, उसमें फिटकरी आप जरा सा घुमा दीजिए और उससे
जी
कुल्ली
सर।
कर लीजिए। आपका मुंह भी साफ हो जाएगा और आपका कोई नुकसान भी नहीं होगा।
और बच्चों
सबसे
में सर टूथपेस्ट यूज नहीं करना है सर?
नहीं, वो टूथपेस्ट तो आप बिल्कुल मत यूज कराइए।
अच्छा अच्छा।
बचपन से ही अगर मसूड़े कमजोर हो गए तो दांत जल्दी गिर जाते हैं।
यस सर। यस सर।
मजबूत दांत के लिए आप केमिकल्स कम यूज करिए,
यस सर।
और मुझे दुआएं लीजिए थे। ठीक
थैंक
है।
यू सो मच सर, थैंक यू। थैंक यू सो मच।
बहुत शुक्रिया।
थैंक यू
थैंक
सो
यू।
मच
थैंक यू सर।
Thank you, sir.
थैंक यू
फिर
सर।
मिलेंगे अगर खुदा लाया।
इंशाल्लाह सर, इंशाल्लाह सर।
बिल्कुल सर।
बिल्कुल सर, बिल्कुल।
Hello.
इंशाल्लाह सर जरूर मिलेंगे।
मैं तो जाता हूँ, आपका दूसरा कोई क्लास होगा या ब्रेक होगा शायद। थैंक यू।
यस सर, एक और क्लास
यस
है।
सर, 2 क्लास है सर, अभी 15 मिनट का ब्रेक है सर।
अच्छा, तो आप चाय पीजिए, मैं जाता हूँ।
ठीक है सर।
ओके सर, थैंक यू।
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
क्या इमरजेंसी थी भाई? आपने 6 बार टेलीफोन कर दिया, मैं आपसे कह रहा हूँ कि मैं क्लास में हूँ। जब भी लगातार कर रहे हैं टेलीफोन, कौन बात कर रहा है, किस सिलसिले में बात कर रहा है? हेलो, तो ये मना करो, इसके टेलीफोन क्यों कर रहे हैं? मैंने बताया कि मैं क्लास में हूँ, फिर भी लगातार 5 घंटे टेलीफोन कर, कभी ये बात भी समझ में आती है नहीं। हाँ बताओ क्या बात। ठीक है, अल्लाह का शुक्र है। मैं ये पेन ड्राइव निकाल लूँ या
निकाल लिया, निकाल लिया।
अच्छा,
और सर सब खैरियत है? मजहर बोल रहा हूँ सर, मैं टेक्निकल जो देखता हूँ HRDC में। जी सर।